Alright, what's up, guys? So, I didn't make any content last week for obvious reasons. It's been an insane past 2 weeks or so in this country, and had a lot of things on my mind. Was honestly really not mentally feeling that I didn't have the energy to make any RC content. Um, I usually try to keep it positive and uplifting, all that, but I'm just not. I'm not there. I can't fake it. Um, but I wanted to make this video. Like I said, I have some thoughts on my mind I want to get off my chest, and I feel like it's necessary because um, this is the RC channel, and cats. But if you look at my header, it's God first. Um, I'm a Christian. I know God's real. I'm not going to go too much into my own testimony or story, but I've had supernatural encounters and things that man could not explain. You couldn't write it. There's just no other way to explain it except it's the hand of God, and He's moved in my life more ways than I can foresee or even think of. And everything I have now, I think I've kind of said this in other videos, that everything I have now is thanks to God, because I 100% should be burning in hell a long time ago, and I'm only here by the grace of God. Why? I guess to bring others to the flock, but sometimes the reasons don't seem clear because I'm not perfect. You know, Jesus was the only perfect one, and I don't know. This whole Charlie Kirk thing's got me got my mind all over the place. It's definitely affected me. But now that I've given it a few days to let they caught the shooter, some evidence has come out, some dust has settled a little bit. There's a lot of conspiracies are real. This either way, if it was a government job or this socialist group, more than one person means a conspiracy. So it's really scary where we're at as a country. But I wrote some notes here, so I'm going to try to kind of stick to them and kind of stick to the script here. So who is Charlie Kirk? He was a good debater. I didn't know who he was initially until obviously I heard about the shot. Went back and kind of looked, you obviously want to think, okay, well, they shot this guy. Well, what was he saying that they would shoot him? So went back and watched some of his debates, and he's pretty good. And I can tell he's a Christian. He knows his scripture. Well-spoken, clean-cut dude. Straight white male. That's the demonized thing these days, which is just opposite. They call good evil and evil good. I'm not saying the opposite of that is bad, but you know what I'm saying. So where we're at as a country, it's shocking to see how bad these people on the left are fueling them. They're just drooling for civil war, but they don't realize what that comes with. It's not going to be pretty, and you don't want that. You don't want that. The shooter ties, that I don't know. It could be isolated. So some people are saying it feels like something that shouldn't have happened or wasn't supposed to happen. This socialist group just could have been allowed. They could have been monitored and just been allowed to carry out what they were planning. I don't think the guy, because there's just a lot of people saying that it was ironic that the question he was asking was about gun violence and trans, And the person, I've seen the video of the person that was asking that question, and he doesn't seem like he was in on it. He seems like he was generally genuinely shook from the whole event. And he said he was trying to prove that they were peaceful. So by shooting him, you totally it's like the opposite of that. So why would they shoot him? Why would there be a larger conspiracy or a larger plot? Well, he was questioning Israel, the stand down orders, and the way Netanyahu's coming back. I mean, he's like, not more than, it was more than once. He's, oh, we didn't do it. We had nothing to do with this. We didn't kill Charlie Kirk. But there's a lot of odd timing, and I linked a video in one of my posts. I'm probably gonna link it again in the description of this video, to a girl's video that she did. She's a lot more well spoken than me and capable with the editing. They had a vote. I think the Republicans struck down a Senate vote to release the Epstein list 3 hours after he was shot. So the timing of that, 33 hours, there's still some funky stuff with the rifle. Some fishy stuff there, so I don't know. But either way, it's a conspiracy. The impact of his death, I would say it's more positive than negative. And that's another reason, it's, that God had his hand in it. He meant it for good. And Charlie was a real Christian, and he's with Jesus now. I can say that with confidence. Because the amount of comments that I've seen and people that I've heard that said, I've gone to church for the first time in a long time, and Charlie brought me to God, and this event, it has a positive effect. But on the other side of that, like I said, these brainwashed people, just because I didn't know initially when it happened, so I just kind of fielded some questions, from some people around me. Hey, what did you think of the Charlie Kirk shooting? Hey, did you know who Charlie Kirk was? And they would all start out with no, I didn't know who he was. And by the end of the conversation, oh, he was a douchebag, he was spewing hate, he was this, he was that. But they didn't know anything about him. So that's why I would go, when somebody dies or something happens like that, I'll go back and look, see for myself. I want to say that's called reasoning and critical thinking, but it's kind of lost on some people these days. Are we headed for civil war? I don't think so. It did seem kind of iffy there for a minute, and there's people calling for more violence. I think I'll try and link Security Guy 42's video. He's well experienced in this field, and his take on the next civil war, I think, is probably the most accurate and realistic. We don't want that here. There are those of us that are ready for it. We're prepared for it. But that's the last. You see these cats, I live for these cats. I don't have kids. I just saved these 2 babies. What would happen to them? What would happen to your loved ones? Is your family ready for that? So these anti-gunners begging for it, and they have no idea what they're asking for. And how do you intend to win a war with no guns? You gonna have somebody fight it for you? America was founded on firearms. We were, you guys gonna say all this, oh, we were terrorists and the founding fathers were terrorists. They were Freemasons and all that. There were some bad parts to it. Washington D.C. it's got a freaking pentagram built into the streets. The Masonic headquarters is there. So it's not all good, but our nation was founded on Christian values and Christian principles, and things that come straight out of the Bible, and like Charlie was saying, that's why it's not compatible with the government of today. And I agree with a lot of what he said. I honestly haven't found anything yet that I disagree with him on. I think it's disturbing where we're at, to see where we're at as a country, that somebody can get taken out just for their thoughts and their beliefs. That's some Mao Hitler stuff. That's some hardcore communist stuff right there. Yeah, just we need to keep the conversation going, keep the dialogue going. But I've been trying to talk to people, and you just can't reason with these people. They're just so brainwashed and so set in their beliefs that there's no change in their mind. So where do we go from here? I don't know. I'm just gonna play with my toys until it's time to pick up a rifle. I don't know. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys got something out of this, and God bless.